How's it going, everybody? It's C-RadTV back here with another Detroit Lions NFL draft preview. So, of course, the last draft preview we looked at the top first-round QB prospects for the first round. This round, we're going to look at the top wide receiver prospects in the first round, since wide receiver has become a big-time need on the Lions, but Kenny Golladay leaving in free agency, and then you have Marvin Jones leaving too. And I'm not sure what the hell the situation is with Danny Amendola. I imagine he's gone too. Like, the only receiver really have worth a note is Quintez Cephus. And that Williams guy we signed off the Raiders. So yeah, wide receiver is a big time need. We could address it in the first round. We could address it maybe in the second or third round. You know, this wide receiver class is actually pretty deep. There's actually a lot of talent in this round of that wide receiver in this draft, especially in the second and third rounds in day two. But for now, we're going with the day one receivers because a lot of receivers have been mocked to the Lions at 7. So we're gonna go over them and see what we see out of them. Let's go. So the first wide receiver we're going to go over here, hailing out of Alabama, standing 6'1", weighing 175 pounds, we got Devonta Smith. So Devonta Smith, he's here a prototype release type wide receiver, so he's very good getting a good release again downfield. So in terms of his strengths, his best work comes with his route adjustment, does a phenomenal job working in the varying levels of the field, finds open space, makes life significantly easier for the QB, so the QB can always find him and throw the ball deep to him if they have to. You know, he gets run down, turn, shoot, intermediate routes, into run after catch scenarios. Any which way, you know, he's a home run threat anytime ball touches hands as a receiver or a return man, so he's also pretty good in the return game, so he can play a factor in special teams too, which is key too. You know, scrappy to size, he handles contact well, and often succeeds in fighting for extra yards. He also won the Heisman Trophy this year, which was a rarity. Normally, a wide receiver doesn't win the Heisman. A wide receiver win the Heisman almost never happens. But yeah, he won the Heisman this year and became the first wide receiver to win the Heisman Trophy since Desmond Howard back in 1991. That just shows you how rare it is, since this is the first time in almost 30 years a wide receiver won a Heisman Trophy. In terms of his weaknesses, though, his size and his weight specifically, they're going to be scrutinized by some teams that would classify Smith as small at 175 pounds, so he'll probably need to bulk up in the long run, too, maybe add a little weight. You know, some teams that value matchups and they envision Smith the way the Chiefs envision Tyreek Hill. They're less likely to be concerned about the Heisman Trophy winner skipping the weigh-in at the Senior Bowl, though. You know, a team investing a high pick, they'll have to be convinced of Smith's durability, while they perhaps hoping he could maybe add 10 to 15 more pounds without losing anything athletically. So maybe that fact that he's so small and he may need to bulk up to add more weight to make it more of a to make this he could stay healthy in the long run. That could play a factor too. But yeah, anyway, for his NFL comparison, he's been compared to now retired wide receiver Marvin Harrison. I mean, definitely one of the most talented wide receivers on the board. Problem is, though, I don't think he's going to be available to the Lions at 7. I think he's going top 5. Like, the last time a wide receiver went in the top 10 alone was 2017, I believe, with the Tennessee Titans when they took, I believe it was Corey Davis with the 5th overall pick. Like, usually wide receivers in the first round have usually been taken, 12th or worse since from 2018 on. They've usually been taken well outside the first round. But, you know, it would be an interesting choice if he falls at 7. I mean, one of the things I heard the Lions might do at 7 is they might go best player available. You know, he definitely could be an option if he's there. But I don't think he's going to be there. I think he's going top 5 for sure. So the next receiver we're going to go over here, hailing out of LSU, standing 6 feet tall, weighing 208 pounds, we got Jamar Chase. So Jamar Chase, he's a prototype hands wide receiver, so he's very good catching the ball with his hands. In terms of strengths, he has some of the softest mitts around for receiver. Ball tracking downfield stands out the most. Comfortable catching passes over both shoulders, so he can always make those big highlight reel catches that you would see on Sports Center and shit. Does a great job of elevating and playing the ball in the air. Never uncomfortable in a 50-50 situation. Tough runner after the catch, can break through arm tackles, power his way for additional yardage. Active with his hands along the route, and uses great upper body technique to disengage from corners. In terms of his weaknesses, though, he's a good athlete, but quickness in and out of breaks isn't something to hang his hat on. Struggles to consistently create separation with explosiveness, which is why he's usually in a lot of 50-50 situations. Relies on winning with physicality for a lot of his success. Average lateral agility makes him unlikely to elude defenders in the open field or easily get off the press. And reliance on playing through opponents louder than around him will limit his options, so he may not have the juke moves. He may just try and run people over more. That could create issues, especially when you're in a close yardage situation, but you never know. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to A.J. Brown of the Tennessee Titans. That's a good comparison. So yeah, definitely a lot of potential. I know it's 50-50. I think he could also go before the 7th overall pick, or he might go later. You know, Lions got some options at number 7 for sure. You know, definitely someone maybe to consider for number 7 too. Someone to keep an eye on for sure. Definitely has potential. And the final wide receiver we're going to go over in this video, we got hailing out of Alabama, standing 5'10", weighing 182 pounds. We got Jaylen Waddle. So Jaylen Waddle's main strengths, his main traits, ability to blow anyone away with his pure speed, excellent release. Doesn't have to gear down much when he breaks out of his routes. Allows him to create excellent separation all levels of the field. Despite his frame, though, he's very aggressive when it comes to catching the ball. Does a phenomenal job finding to position himself, work through contact. He brings the wow factor in the passing game and on special teams, so there's some flexibility there. So he can go special teams too, which is crucial too. In terms of his weaknesses, though, one of the larger concerns regarding his college career is that he never produced at a high enough level to be considered a true wide receiver 1. Although he was very close to Devonta Smith in 2020, had he stayed healthy. He could be a bit more consistent with his hands, though. His overall durability is going to concern the NFL. His current frame may worry scouts because in 2020, he suffered a fractured ankle against Tennessee, which caused him to miss the rest of the season, aside from some limited snaps against Ohio State in the national title game. So yeah, that's a bit of a red flag, so that could create some questions there about if he can stay healthy long run. For his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Tyreek Hill of the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a pretty good comparison too. So definitely a lot of potential, but the big question is, can he stay healthy? If he can stay healthy and step his game up, he maybe could be considered wide receiver 1 or maybe a wide receiver 2. Maybe someone to keep an eye on. I think he'll definitely be there for sure at 7, or he may fall. You know, depends on what the Lions want to do at 7. If they want to go QB, if they want to address defenses, that defense was fucking terrible last year. But yeah, anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this draft preview. So yeah, wide receivers really, after those 3, wide receivers really aren't going to be really a big value until maybe the day 2, like this, or 2nd and 3rd round. Like 2nd and 3rd round on, the wide receiver class is very deep and very loaded. Like, it's a very loaded wide receiver class for sure. But, you know, definitely there's a big 3. Like, if you're going to get a wide receiver, it has to be one of those big 3 in the first round. If you're going to get one in the first round, it's definitely got to be one of those 3. If you like what you see. But yeah, you know, that's all. That's going to do it all actually for all the first round draft previews, because tomorrow we're going to start doing the defensive draft previews. So yeah, we got some defense to address. We're addressing every position on defense because that fucking defense was fucking terrible and it has so many goddamn holes to patch. Good news is, though, as I'm reporting this video, it has just been confirmed that the Detroit Lions have officially extended Romeo LaQuara. Thank God they extended Romeo. Thank God. After his breakout season, he gets a 3-year contract worth $39 million. I believe that's a cap hit of around $13 million a year. Thank God Brad Holmes actually did a very solid one. I mean, coming off Romeo's breakout year. and hoping he can build off that too. So yeah, we definitely need him and some pass rushing help. So yeah, anyway, as I'm reporting that, that's going to wrap it up here. I'll see you all tomorrow for defensive linemen, aka the defensive ends, edge rushers, and defensive tackles, since we got some holes in there to patch too. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up here. That's all I got to say. Hope everyone's a great day, and yeah, peace. Hail the Outsiders.